Excellent. And welcome, everybody. I'm just going to let all of our attendees come in. And if this was a physical event, let everyone come in and take their seats. So we'll be getting started in just one moment. We've got an exciting program today. So just letting people come in and get settled. Just one moment here. And yeah, I think we're just about ready to go here. All right, so guess we're going to kick things off. And I do want to welcome everyone. Hi, if I don't know you already, my name is Bobbie Carlton. I am the publisher and editor-in-chief of Lioness Magazine for the female entrepreneur. And I'm also an entrepreneur myself. I'm the founder of Innovation Women. And today we're here. I've got a special guest, and you probably also noticed we are out in the field. So today we're here with Becca Fracassa. And man, I'm just like so excited because I wanted to say Comcast and Fracassa at the same time. So she is here with Comcast RISE, and we're here to talk about the Comcast RISE grants and answer all of your questions. So as we were saying earlier, we're here to give away some money.
Yes, we're very excited. Thanks so much for the introduction. We're thrilled to be here to talk about the Comcast RISE grants. We've got 100 grants to give away. We're super excited about it.
That's a lot of grants.
It is a lot of grants.
That's a lot of money and technology and advertisements and
value and growth. Oh, a phenomenal amount of things to talk about this morning.
Excellent. All right. So we're just going to kick off real quickly with some introductions and housekeeping first. So we're here with the Lioness Community Events. And if I can get our next slide, that would be awesome. We do have our next networking session coming up on Tuesday, May 13th at noon Eastern. And you can actually grab those links. They are being dropped into the chat for you. And our next slide. We also have an upcoming Lioness community event. We're calling it the Parentpreneur Panel. Lots of P's in that one. And we're going to be talking about navigating business growth and family life. So that one will be on Thursday, May 20th. And that one is also at noon Eastern. And again, that webinar registration and RSVP is in the chat. Next slide. And don't forget, Lioness is a membership organization, and you can join our community of female entrepreneurs. There is, again, that link in the chat if you are interested in joining Lioness. And next, don't forget, today we are here, though, with a special event. We are going to talk about how you land a $5,000 plus other stuff Comcast RISE grant, and we're going to be having an Ask Me Anything. So get your questions ready to go, and we're going to be talking today with Becca Fracassa from Comcast RISE, and I'm going to start right in by saying let us just jump right in. And Becca, tell us about this whole program. Where did it start?
So the program was born in the midst of the pandemic. It really evolved, right? It was there in that pandemic area helping businesses survive, right? We looked out in that world and said, okay, we need to do something. We've got these tools and the power to be able to make a difference. So we started there, but as we moved along, we're like, this is phenomenal. This is a fantastic thing to be able to do. So now we're out and about and at it again, helping businesses and their communities achieve stronger and long-term growth. We know that when businesses are stronger, communities are stronger.
Absolutely. And this is not just a grant.
It is not. It is so much more, right? So 14,000 small businesses have been awarded with over $140 million in marketing and technology. And in 2025, we're going to award 500 recipients across 5 regions in the company with this comprehensive grant package. businesses know that they can count on Comcast for more than just a grant, for our connectivity needs. And we are uniquely positioned to use our network to help small businesses flourish in Greater Boston with the RISE program. We're focused on supporting your business growth and uplifting businesses out of the local community. So there is a lot here. There's a technology package, there's an ad package in a 180-day linear run, there's consulting involved here, there's LinkedIn learning that comes along with this, and a full technology makeover because we are the connectivity company.
Technology makeover. Ooh. All right.
Yeah.
So, what does the program look like in terms of what are the selected businesses you're looking for? Like, who is, I guess, the big question?
Who is the big question? It's really interesting. It can be almost any small business, right? We're looking at a broad spectrum here. We want to impact communities and drive economic growth. So, one of the foundational awardees of the RISE program when it was initially launched in the pandemic area was Spark FM, which has become one of the top digital radio platforms in the Northeast. The business services provided to Spark FM as they were growing within this pandemic area as a digital platform helped them really build one of the primary and key and most popular digital radio audiences in the Northeast. It's a phenomenal story around Danielle Johnson and really the basis of it we were able to provide her for growth. She is supporting the program as we bring it back to Boston this year. You don't need to be a customer. We get that question all the time. I'm already a Comcast customer. I was out at Asian Restaurant Week kickoff this week talking to some of the businesses there, and they're like, well, I already have customers. I said, thank you very much. Please still apply. You can get a year of free services. Wouldn't that be phenomenal? You need to be established for at least 2 years and to have been in business under 100 employees, and your business needs to be independently owned. So those are some of the factors that go into the qualifications for the program.
All right, walk me through exactly what they get with this grant.
Exactly what they get.
Exactly. I need details. I need details.
So, comprehensive grant package, technology makeover, creative production, the learning piece is coming from LinkedIn Learning, a $5,000 monetary grant along with all of that. We're going to award 100 of these to eligible small business owners in Greater Boston to support your growth and the community engagement work that we know most and all small businesses are doing. So, no restrictions. Once you've been received for a Comcast RISE, that $5,000 has been received by a recipient as well.
Okay. All right. Now, what can they use the money for?
They can use it for whatever they want. We want them to be strategic and build that money, but we're providing this whole suite, understanding that you know what your business needs and how to help it grow.
Okay. All right. How are we figuring out who wins? Who are the judges?
So we work with EY to figure out that piece. There are a variety of factors that we use to select our winners. Take a moment to reflect upon where we are here. We are inside SALA, a Boston-based small business in Nubian Square, owned by my friend Pam Leans, who we'll hear from later on. She's phenomenal. I can't wait for you all to meet her. As you can see, it's an amazing event space for the community, along with being a barbershop in the back. And of course, it's not just a barbershop, but a training center for interested Boston Public School students interested in knowing how a barbershop operates.
We are in the cut barbershop and SALA.
Yes.
Yes, so an event space. And one of the questions that's already come up is Marianne is on this call and she's saying, is Worcester considered Boston area?
Unfortunately, Worcester is not considered Boston area. Think about for those of our Massachusetts tried and true. understanding that 128 loop and come east of that 128 loop from Gloucester down to Hingham. We've included all of that in Boston, really made an effort to expand Boston as much as we could. Unfortunately, we couldn't get quite out that far.
Excellent. All right, we have another question. So it's inside 128 only? Mm-hmm. Okay, inside 128 only. All right. Now, our next question is, we have someone who is a staffing agency who has over 100 people, but 20 to 25 people are the full-time equivalents, the FTEs. So what's the situation with something like that?
That is a really interesting question that we would have to take back and look at.
Okay.
But feel free, Comcast RISE support at ey.com, and we'll answer those questions for you.
Awesome. Okay, so there's questions that they can get these questions answered on the website. Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome. All righty. Another question, is Wellesley included? I think that straddles 128, right? So close.
So close. I would have to double check the full list. It's about 40 communities, but I don't think that Wellesley's in there. I'm so sorry.
Got it. Okay. Well, there is also a listing of zip codes
There
on the
is a
site.
listing of zip codes on the site. Once you put your zip code in, it'll pop it up for you as well.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Okay. Let's see here. So we've got another question. Are nonprofits included?
Unfortunately, no. But interestingly enough, I do some great work with nonprofits, and we're always interested in learning about your programs.
And actually, that's a great kind of transition into the conversation about you and what you do and your work. Like, you're the community liaison?
Sure.
With a more proper title.
I have worked in community impact with Comcast for about 23 years now, so I have the wonderful opportunity to do some phenomenal work. Comcast is, and I remember saying this a few years ago to a group of employees, it really is in our DNA. It's within the people who we are and how we go out and serve our communities. In fact, earlier this year, we announced more than $600,000 in grants to 12 organizations, including Tech Goes Home, the Massachusetts Alliance of Boys and Girls Clubs, to support digital equity for residents across Greater Boston, Eastern Massachusetts, and New Hampshire. The grants, they directly support programs that provide access to digital navigators, digital skill building services, and technology resources to help residents in Boston and the surrounding communities bridge the digital divide. We talk about this all under this umbrella that we call Project Up. It's a $1 billion commitment to advance digital opportunity and help build a future of unlimited possibilities. Key focus is expanding the nationwide network of digital navigators, those trusted community members who are typically affiliated with local nonprofit organizations, educational institutions, or governmental organizations who are trained to help people learn how to get online, use technology devices, leverage resources, and build digital skills that drive economic and educational success. So really a phenomenal ability to do some good work on behalf of a company that really has a focus on making sure that our communities are really healthy and growing. The grants reflect our commitment to closing a digital skills gap by supporting local partner organizations that really do provide life-changing digital resources and programming for individuals across Greater Boston.
Okay, and speaking of this, got another question.
Sure.
Is Newton included?
Is Newton included? I would have to double check, but I do believe Newton is in the loop.
Okay. All right. Cool. We're people getting a little. People are asking like their specific towns, so it's like I feel like we've got some folks that are like
that would
super
love
interested.
Go to ComcastRISE.com for me. Check your zip code. I really want you to apply. Please do.
All right. So people are interested. How difficult or time consuming is this application? Like, what should applicants be prepared for?
They should be prepared for about 15 to 20 minutes of application. right? It's going to ask for some of your basic information. It's going to ask you to submit a W-9, have that on hand for you, and some sort of documentation of your incorporation. One of the things that I will say as you go through this process and talk about your business, what you do for your community, is make sure as you're going through it, one, that if you have a question about it, take a breath, save it. You can save it and go back later before you hit submit. Applications are open through the entire month of May, right? We're going to close down the last day of May at midnight Eastern Standard Time. So you have that time and you can save your application before you hit submit and go back and look at it again. Also make sure that the nomenclature of your business on all your documentation is the same. So you may have businesses under a couple of different names. Your W-9 and your articles of incorporation may say something different. Make sure that all of that documentation, what you put in the application, what is on any of the documentation that you submit, has the same name on it, so that it's secure. Because once you hit submit, if that system finds a flaw in it, it's going to kick it out and we can't get you back in. So I want you to save, take your time, read carefully, and go through it all in the month of May.
All right. So based on previous years, because you've been doing this for several years, common mistakes. What do people make a mistake with that they can avoid because you're telling them that?
Because I am telling you about it. Pay attention to the name thing. Please do that. The other thing is pay attention to how you're choosing your address and your zip code, right? One of the things, and because we offer this in 5 different cities across the country, and it's not just in the Commonwealth, is it does ask you for a county at the top. I advocated very strongly, and we've pushed for the ability to be able to look up your county by zip code, because we don't think about our counties here like folks do in other states. So keep an eye on that one. Really think about how you're talking about your program. We are not worried necessarily about language in terms of whether your writing is pristine. We're interested in the stories that you're going to tell about the work that you're doing in your business and growing and in your community.
Excellent. All right. And anything unique or different about the process? Like maybe people have done this before. Is there anything different this year about that process?
Is there anything different this year about the process than before? I will call out the county piece is new. I don't think I don't think there's anything particularly distinct from the past.
Okay. All right. So if you have done this before, you can apply again?
You can, absolutely. And if you happen to be declined this year, we will let you know via email. Our partners at EY are really great at working with us and making sure you're communicated with well. In terms of that process and being able to do that for you so that when this comes back around again, please, we want to see you.
Excellent. All right. Now, we've been talking a lot about Boston.
Yeah.
And we're only one of several selected communities.
Sure.
So how did we get so lucky?
How did we get so lucky?
Why Boston?
Our local team looked at Boston and said, you know what, this is really important to us because it's really going to make a difference. The RISE program picks 5 cities across the country every year. So several factors were determined, including the number of small businesses, the greatest opportunity for community impact. We know that there's an enormous number, and I think I wrote down, I want to look for a second. I wrote down the statistic because I find it really, really interesting. Small businesses in the Metro Boston area employ about 2.8 million people. That's 44% of our employee base. It's amazing the impact when you can sort of build support and growth for small businesses.
That's an impressive number.
Yeah.
I would not have known that.
Yeah. When we dug in to sort of pitch for this program, we were like, yeah, this is right. This is for us.
Excellent. Yes, we had lots of conversations, had messages from people asking questions beforehand. Why not Philly? Why not this community? And I'm like, we're trying for everybody, but right now it's Boston.
This year it's Boston.
This year it's Boston. Okay. If you could give applicants just one piece of advice, like to strengthen their application, what would it be?
I would say to talk about the importance of your community
Okay.
and how you make an impact with your business within that community. Tell us that.
Okay. And is there any benefit to applying earlier rather than later?
Well, that's an interesting question. From a logistical perspective, no. But from
Okay.
that perspective of we're not gonna start looking at applications until after the application closes. But again, having the opportunity to save it, go back, look at it, make sure everything is aligned, all the nomenclature is the same, that you've told your story in the way that you really want to, so that when we go back and evaluate it, we're seeing the strongest story possible.
Okay. And we have another question about nonprofits.
Sure.
All right. Since nonprofits aren't eligible for the RISE opportunity, who at Comcast can we cannot contact about sponsorship for nonprofit events that are aligned with Comcast interests?
So for those of you who are in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, that is me. That is what I do. Ta-da! On a regular basis, in and out, it is really my pleasure to serve our nonprofit community. So if you're interested, and we are focused on digital equity and programs that are building digital inclusion and digital workforce development.
All right. And folks, if you do have questions, drop those into the Q&A and we will get to those. You were talking a little bit more earlier about your role in terms of your community impact and really working on digital opportunity.
Yeah.
Can we talk a little bit about what digital opportunity is?
Sure. You're right in my wheelhouse here, Bobbie.
I know.
So there are a number of opportunities and a number of ways that we think about this. We think about digital opportunity in a number of ways. The first piece is being really, are we providing folks and helping folks use that connectivity and have a device with which to manage it, right? Those are we look for those programs that are looking at those three, we call them legs of a digital opportunity stool, and looking to support those programs throughout the footprint that we serve. The second piece is really about serving our youth and being able to help them understand the programs for opportunity in the next generation. What is that going to look like in the future? Are we providing with the tools and the interests in those digital workforce opportunities? And the third piece is direct skilling and certifications in the software development, hardware, and coding space.
Okay. And what community needs do you believe are most urgent right now when it comes to digital opportunity here in the Boston area?
And I tend to think that when we think about that need, I think it's for the folks that may not be connected at this point, it's having someone to help them understand how to get to the resources that are out there. We've been running programs in the digital opportunity and connectivity space. We've run an Internet Essentials program that we've been running with that provides affordable connectivity since 2011. And really we've found that it's having a trusted resource, and oftentimes that's a nonprofit organization, that's gonna help folks connect and understand the steps that they need to take to get there.
Yeah, I can't imagine not being connected in this day and age.
Yeah. And really, if you're not, you just need somebody trusted that can help you through the process of getting what you need.
How do you prioritize which organizations and initiatives to support?
Yeah, so we were really looking at those organizations that are making the most impact in those particular spaces. And oftentimes we're looking at coalitions too. So, we support an organization called Tech Goes Home. We've been working with them for several years. I was actually with them this morning. and they are working with other organizations throughout the state, right? We're trying to do the best we can to make as much impact as we possibly can for as many people.
Okay. All right. And when you were working on the RISE program, like, is there a specific aspect of this that's tailored to Boston?
I don't think there's a specific aspect of RISE that's tailored to Boston. I think there's a real desire by the local team to help our economy grow and help our small businesses grow here. We saw a couple of things in terms of needs and really building up the opportunities for small businesses within our communities. You were with us a couple of weeks ago at a phenomenal launch event, and I say it's phenomenal because Chief of Economic Opportunity, Shagun Inowu, was there, and he was phenomenal in really laying out the importance of growing our small business community. And I think we, as a business, see the need to support those small businesses throughout the city and throughout the neighborhoods, whether it be in Mattapan or in the Seaport. We want them all to thrive.
All right. Now, I'm a marketing person.
Yes, ma'am.
Part of marketing is always measurement.
Sure.
So, how do you define and measure success for programs like this?
Whether folks are applying, and we're giving out 100 small business awards, right?
Tell your friends. Tell your friends.
Please tell your friends. Please apply. We want to be able to distribute. It's $3 million in value that we're going to put into this community. And we really want to be able to create that growth and help businesses sustain and succeed.
Excellent. All right. And we have another question from the audience. Does RISE stand for something?
Oh, goodness. At this point, RISE stands for sustaining your business.
Okay. That is a good name. We like that name. We absolutely like that name. When we're talking about collaboration, like, what role does collaboration, especially with those local nonprofits, play in your strategy? And can you share some examples about that?
Sure. I talked a little bit about Tech Goes Home. Talk a little bit too. We work with a couple of different organizations, and actually with the Massachusetts Broadband Institute on an AmeriCorps program that launches digital navigators across the state. So we've put a good deal of investment in providing. Right now, we're wrapping up a year with 13 AmeriCorps members that are providing digital navigation services in 13 different locations with 13 different partners across the state, which is phenomenal. And it allows us to have impact for those navigators are placed with nonprofits that we have worked with throughout the years. So a phenomenal way to build that opportunity. We also have done work with the Essex County Community Foundation. We've talked about Tech Goes Home. I work with the Boys and Girls Clubs across Massachusetts. So I have this phenomenal opportunity to work with the Alliance, where we're able to sort of impact all of the clubs across the footprint. We work in that way with BCYF as well.
Excellent. All right. So we are not in our offices today. We are out in the community. And I want you to do a quick intro, and we're actually going to take a little tour as well. And so we're here today where
we are at La SALA, which is in the Cut, which is a small business owned by Pam Leans, who is also the executive director of the Boston Educational Development Fund. And she launched these businesses, she and her partner. And they said, this is something that we always wanted to do. They started with an original location and then recently opened this one with some support from the city in terms of space funding. So super excited, not only for this business, but for the impact they have on the young people in the community as well.
All right. And I think we are kind of set up to do a bit of a tour, right? So I'm going to be quiet for a moment, and Phoebe is out there with Pam Leans, and they are going to do a little bit of an introduction and a tour. Take it away.
Hello, hello. We are here at La Sala, and I'm here with Pam Lanes. Hi, everyone. Hello, hello. She is the owner of this fabulous space. We've got so much going on here. It's absolutely gorgeous. You can see Bobbie podcasting over here with Becca. And yeah, this space is absolutely beautiful. There's a salon back here, barber shop right here with the beautiful setup. It's looking absolutely amazing. Anything else you would like to say?
I'm the owner of In the Cup Barbershop in La Sala, Boston. This is a really special place right in the heart of Nubian Square. We're not just a barbershop, we're also this beautiful community space in La Sala where we host private events, we have community events, and we really use it as a connector in this city. We've had from baby showers to free CPR classes for the community. We partner with Boston Public Schools to bring the art of barbering as a program and really giving some workforce development for our young people. You name it, we've hosted, so even podcasts. So I'm so happy to welcome Comcast here today, and please come visit us. Again, proud Bostonian, proud Boston Public School student, proud mother, and proud business owner here in the city of Boston. So welcome. I welcome everyone to please come visit the space. And if you want to use it for anything, please reach out. We're always available.
Awesome. Yep. So check out La Sala.
And we're back. So just keeping track of what was going on out there. And I think we've answered all of our questions from folks in the audience today. But we'll be sending people back to the Comcast website, Comcast RISE website.
ComcastRISE.com, please.
Excellent. All right. So just a quick reminder, okay, these applications, they are open now. You can go right to comcastrise.com, and the deadline is May 31st, and the grants will be awarded in August. And if you have any other questions after today, reach out to who?
Comcast support at Comcast RISE support at ey.com. You can also find that information at the ComcastRISE.com website.
Excellent. So everything is on the Comcast RISE website. There's an FAQ, and I want to thank Becca again for sharing her insights and for joining us today. And any last tips, advice, words of wisdom out there?
Tell us about why your business is amazing and important, and that's what we need to know.
All right.
We look forward to supporting you.
We have so many awesome businesses here in Boston. I do know there are other communities that are doing this as well. I'm going to ask one little question.
Sure.
Is it competitive at all? You're like, our businesses are better than your businesses, other Comcast areas?
We may count applications from city to city.
So do us proud, Boston region, Boston area.
We want to beat Nashville.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We have Nashville.
Nashville.
We're coming for you, Nashville. All right. Excellent. All right. Thank you, everyone. And I want to make sure that everybody out there is prepared to apply, because we want to see some winners. Actually, you're all winners.
Yep.
You're all winners. All right. And there's another question. We have a last minute question.
Yay.
Excellent. Becca, do you have a preferred form of contact?
Do I have a preferred form of contact? If you are reaching out to me from a nonprofit perspective, you can reach me via email at Rebecca _Fracassa at Comcast.com.
Woohoo. All right. On that note, folks, thank you all for joining us today. And again, we want to hear about those winners. We want to hear about those applications. So do a good job and be a fantastic applicant and win stuff.
Be ready to grow.
Yes, be ready to grow. All right. Thanks again.
Thank you, Bobbie.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.